It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
A little lunch break recording session today for the podcast. Oh my. I've got a smile on my face because of what I just watched. Most of, I don't think I'm going to watch all of it, but man, oh man, I'm excited. We're going to talk about that. It's video game related. Buckle up. But I wanted to start with this one. Just a little thought. I talked to my grandma yesterday on the phone. It was her 93rd birthday for Grandma Coral yesterday. Super awesome. And I was talking to her about just life. And she was talking to me about being like when she was younger, which was 90 years ago. So that's a lot of time that she's been around. But she was telling me when she was a kid, she was talking to me about learning to cook on wood stoves. And I was very interested in this. So I was asking about wood stoves, how they worked. And I was very intrigued with it because, I've only lived in a world with the stoves we have now. And it was cool talking about her learning to bake pies, bake cakes, how you would heat the stove, how the stovetop worked, how they would put hot water along, or a watered pot along the side of it that would heat up throughout the course of the night and the afternoon while her mom was cooking or her aunt was cooking. And then they would use that warm water to put in the bath so they could have a warm bath at night. Just crazy stuff. That was the reality of my grandma's world. So we were talking about that. And then we got to talking about sports, and I was asking her if she's following the Mariners, and she said yes. And then we were talking about, she's like, why are certain teams so good in baseball? And we were, explaining how the Dodgers just pay $1 billion for each player and they can just pay for whatever. And of course, my grandma brought up the fact, she loves sports. She loves watching basketball. She loves baseball. And she was like, these guys just make so much money. They make more money than I could ever imagine. Like, I don't know if it's fair. And I was like, yeah, to be fair, it's kind of crazy, right? I think we all agree that this is a hard one to say, but I think we all agree like athletes probably make more money than they should. This is hard for me to say because a lot of this can be, the money is made by the NFL, and so the NFL has money to spend on its players, and they're in an industry that just pays more. But I think there's the point where, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I don't need to get into a big diatribe about how sports works. And I want to bring something up real quick. Top athlete. I'm Googling on the show. Athlete salaries. I'm going to get this brought up here. Here we go. I've got it. Okay. So I'm going to take him. I'm going to take Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, I just want it for the 1 year. This is not good podcasting. So here is my thought though with my grandma, because I was like, look, it does stink that, Juan Soto is going to make $50 gazillion this year. And my brother, who's a teacher, my sister-in-law, who's a teacher, they're not going to make that. And they're out there teaching kids something that might be a little more important than, going 2 for 4 in a game this afternoon with an RBI and a stolen base. You know what I'm saying? So you look at those worlds like that. And we were just chuckling about that. But I have a thought that I wish we could incorporate into the world that would maybe motivate some people, because thinking about the wood stove, thinking about stuff like that, I put on my AirPods today to take a phone call, and I was like, man, what an awesome invention headphones were. What an awesome invention. I used the electric drill the other day, and I was like, what an awesome invention the electric drill is. Someone made the electric drill. So I started to think, and I was like, you know what I would love to see happen? And this is free public domain for politicians who are in charge of this kind of stuff. I think at the end of the year, we should have a contest, put it to a vote, nationwide vote, of what the best invention of that year was. And all the big inventions that come through get put to the test. And we're looking for the invention that's going to potentially revolutionize stuff for the future. So like when Bluetooth was released, the person who made Bluetooth would win that year. They would win the year of, creating something. Now, I'm assuming that a lot of things that are created anymore, you get a good chunk of money. But what I want to see happen is to promote creating and promote innovations. Whoever comes up with the biggest invention of the year, they get paid whatever the top athlete that year made. So I think there's a report I'm looking at right now that Cristiano Ronaldo is getting $300 million this year. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it's true because it says LeBron James is getting $137 million this year, and that is not his salary this year. I want it to be the highest yearly salary for an athlete. The person who wins Invention of the Year, they get that. All right, so there's my idea. That's what I'm throwing at you. Now, like I said, in the year of our Lord 2026, I'm assuming people who make stuff, it's going to be tech stuff, and they're probably making a ton of money on that. But, there's this part of me that has these hopes and dreams that someone makes the next pencil sharpener, and I want them to be loaded, and I want them to be able to, live off that for a long time. Because I always hope that. I hope that someone that made something that I use every day that I don't even think about, I hope they never had to do much more. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair trade-off. If we're all using it every day, you should be able to just chill. And you're good. You did it. You accomplished the thing for us all. You made the washing machine. We don't need anything else from you. You don't need to show up to work at 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You did the dang thing. So there we go. There's my thought. You would make as much as the highest paid athlete makes, which I can't freaking find who has the biggest salary this year because it's impossible to find. Juan Soto. Okay, here we go. Juan Soto. It says that Cristiano Ronaldo is getting $355 million this year. Is that real? Lordy. Messi, $168 million. Juan Soto, with his $765 million 15-year deal, he's getting $51 million this year. Where is the first basketball player? Let's see here. Because the basketball player might be the number we're looking for since baseball's crazy. Jason Tatum's getting $62 million this year. That's the number. So whatever the highest paid basketball player is getting, that's the award from the bank, from Fort Knox. They pay it out to the biggest inventor. All right, there we go. The other thing I wanted to bring up today, and the reason I'm so excited, and this lunch break has been great, at noon today, a video dropped. I'd been excited about it. I love my video games, and my two favorite video game franchises of all time are Final Fantasy and Grand Theft Auto. I love myself some Grand Theft Auto. I don't care how many video game people, video game pundits, the people who cover it, who want to be cool, they're like, Grand Theft Auto's not that great. I don't care. I love video games, and I think Grand Theft Auto rules. I've loved all of them except for the first two. I tried to beat those ones. I never did. But starting with Grand Theft Auto 3, man, Grand Theft Auto 3, the spin-offs of that, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 4, and the spin-offs of that, and of course GTA 5. I have not been able to play enough of them. I love them. I can play them anytime. I could sit down and just have a blast playing any one of those at any moment. I love them. And so Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out on November 19th, and today was the day that Rockstar released their extended look, a 26-minute video that debuted on Netflix at noon, and then at 6 o'clock tonight, Eastern, so a couple hours from now, from when I'm recording, a little over 5 hours from now, it's going to release on YouTube. It's going to be the biggest video on YouTube, maybe of the year. There's a really good chance of the year. And so I watched most of it. In fact, I watched a little over half of it. No, maybe a little under, because I think it was 10 minutes. This was a live look at gameplay in Grand Theft Auto 6. It got me so hyped and so excited. Now, it is as crass as you expect Grand Theft Auto 6 to be. If you have any disregard for nastiness, stay away. It is everything GTA is. It's the language, the violence. It's all just thrown right into your face right at the beginning and the whole way through. I actually didn't watch the whole thing, and here's why. I'm trying to stay pretty spoiler-free of the stuff that's coming out about Grand Theft Auto 6 because I want that experience when I turn that game on in November. I want it to just be this raw, pure experience where I have no expectations. I've gone the other way with Grand Theft Auto. It might have been Vice City or San Andreas. Ryan and we deep dove the game to the point we knew every single car before the game was out. And it was so fun leading up to the game being released, looking for leaks, looking for all the stuff. It was great. But then, when the game's out, you're like, where is that? Where can I find my first Banshee? Where's the cheetah? Where can I find a cheetah? I would like to get one. And so you're looking around for it, but it's going to be there. I didn't look up anything with GTA 5, and it was great because everything that I'm running into, this is the first time I'd seen it. It was delightful. What an experience. So I want that with GTA 6. I started watching this extended cut, and I thought, holy cow, they are just showing me way too much gameplay for my liking. Some people are going to love this. But for me, holy cow, it was a ton of stuff. I'm hyped for that game. Comes out in November. I'm gonna lose a week. I don't know how I'm gonna deal. I don't know how I'm gonna approach my wife about this one, but it's gonna require me to tell her, like, look, I need a weekend to just disappear. And the reason is video games, and love me or hate me because of that. That's what we're dealing with. So that's a real conversation that's going to happen here in this house. Thanks for checking out the podcast today. If you want to go check out that extended cut, go do it. It is awesome. It's going to be on YouTube later tonight. It's on Netflix right now. It's wild. All right. Thanks for listening. See ya.